The late afternoon sun cast long shadows across the sleepy town of Ridgefield, where dusty roads met quiet homes with white picket fences and porch swings that creaked in the breeze. It was the kind of town where change moved slow and secrets traveled fast. Nothing ever really happened, until one day, everything did. Jack Turner, a rugged single father in his late 30s, was driving his rusted pickup truck down Maple Street after picking up his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, from school. Jack was a man of few words and deep thoughts. A former Marine turned small-town mechanic, he wore the weariness of life on his face. The deep lines around his eyes told stories of loss, survival, and endurance. 3 years ago, his wife, Rachel, had passed away from a rare illness, and from that day forward, Jack had vowed to raise their daughter with strength, kindness, and a love fierce enough for two. Lily, bright-eyed and full of curiosity, chattered from the passenger seat about her day at school. Her laughter was the soundtrack that kept Jack's heart beating. As they approached the library near Pine Avenue, the atmosphere shifted. Jack's eyes narrowed as he caught movement on the sidewalk. A young woman was being dragged by two men, one holding her arm tightly, the other trying to shove her into the back of a black sedan. "Daddy, that girl's in trouble!" Lily cried, clutching his arm. Without a second thought, Jack slammed the brakes. The truck jerked to a halt, and before Lily could say another word, Jack had already turned the wheel hard and swerved, skidding the truck across both lanes until it blocked the road completely. "What do you think you're doing?" one of the men shouted, releasing the girl for a moment. Jack climbed out of the truck, leaving the engine running and the door ajar. He approached slowly, hands visible, but his stance radiated strength. "She with you?" he asked, eyes locked onto the girl's. "No, please, help me," the girl cried, stumbling toward him. Jack moved swiftly, placing himself between her and the men. He could feel her trembling behind him. He didn't know who she was or what exactly was going on, but he didn't need the full story to know something was wrong. "Back off," Jack warned. "You're not taking her anywhere." One of the men stepped forward, flashing a knife from under his jacket. The steel glinted in the sun. "I said back off," Jack growled, eyes cold and unwavering. "You make a move, and this whole town will be on you in seconds." The sound of approaching sirens cut through the tension like a blade. Someone must have called 911. The men exchanged a panicked glance, then turned and sprinted to their car. The engine roared as the sedan peeled away, tires screeching. Jack turned to the girl, placing a steady hand on her shoulder. "You're safe now," he said. She broke into sobs and collapsed into his arms. Her name was Emily. She was 19, alone, and scared. Back at Jack's modest home, she sat wrapped in a blanket on the old brown couch as Lily brought her a mug of hot cocoa. Emily's hands shook as she took it. "I don't know how to thank you," she whispered. "You don't need to," Jack said gently. "Just tell me what happened." Her story was heartbreaking. Emily had grown up in foster care, passed from home to home, never belonging anywhere. At 18, she aged out and found herself sleeping in shelters. A man had approached her months ago, offering help. At first, he was kind. Then the threats began. He forced her into dangerous situations, used her fear against her, and when she tried to escape, he sent people after her. "I didn't think anyone would help me," she said. "No one ever has." Jack leaned forward. "You don't need to run anymore. You can stay here until we figure things out." The next morning, the town was buzzing. The local sheriff came by to speak with Jack. He informed them that the men were part of a larger human trafficking network under investigation. Emily's rescue might be the breakthrough they needed. Jack didn't care about the credit. He only cared that Emily was safe. Days passed, and Emily slowly began to heal. Jack set up a small guest room for her, and Lily took to her like a big sister. The home, once filled with silence and memories, now echoed with laughter again. Emily started joining Jack at the garage. She was eager to learn and quick to pick things up. Jack showed her how to change oil, fix spark plugs, and rebuild engines. Her eyes lit up with confidence he hadn't seen before. "I feel like I finally belong somewhere," she said one evening as they washed their hands in the shop sink. "You do," Jack replied. But then, an unexpected twist. One rainy afternoon, Jack returned home to find his front door slightly ajar. His gut tightened. He rushed inside. Lily was fine, sitting with Emily on the couch. But Emily's face was pale. "I got a letter," she whispered, handing him an envelope. It was a court summons. Emily's trafficker had somehow filed for legal guardianship under forged documents, claiming she was mentally unfit to care for herself and that she was his dependent. It was a terrifying legal loophole. Jack's jaw clenched. "We're not letting this happen." Over the next few weeks, Jack hired a lawyer, pro bono, thanks to a family friend. Emily's past was investigated thoroughly, and the man's crimes were exposed. The hearing was emotional, but powerful testimonies from Jack, Lily, and the local sheriff turned the tide. The trafficker was arrested during the proceedings for unrelated charges. Emily's freedom was finally legal and official. The experience brought them all closer. Emily got her GED and started college courses online. She found her passion in law, wanting to become an advocate for girls like her. Jack supported her every step. Years later, Emily became a paralegal at a nonprofit legal aid foundation. She returned to Ridgefield to open a free clinic for abused youth. She named it the Guardian Garage, where survivors could learn skills, find safety, and begin again. Jack still fixed cars, but now, every Saturday, he taught a workshop at the clinic. Lily grew up watching both of them turn pain into power. One night, under a sky filled with stars, Emily sat on the same porch where she had once cried with fear. "You changed my life, Jack," she said. Jack looked at her, his voice quiet. "You changed ours too." Sometimes, heroes don't wear uniforms, they drive old trucks and fix engines. Jack didn't just block a car that day, he blocked a system that preys on the vulnerable. His courage sparked a movement. And in Emily's second chance, we're reminded that all it takes is one person to stand up, and the world begins to shift. Never underestimate the power of stopping, and choosing to help.